Hello, I'm Tom Carlisle, and I'm a Christmas historian. And one of the things that I have done over the last 35 years is a lot of research on the beginning of electric Christmas lighting. And one of the things I'd like to talk about today on my tree, which I use to display all these lights, is the invention of the bubble light. And it was actually conceived by a guy in Albany, New York in 1938, Carl Otis. He came up with this idea of putting a methylene chloride tube on top of a light bulb. This little light right here is called the glow light candle. And it was invented in Chicago in about 1935. And it has a glass frosted tube on it, so it looks a little bit like a candle. Well, Otis decided, well, we'll just use the same base, which is right here, and then they made a top for it and put this tube in there with the bubbles in it and the methylene chloride, and they made about 68,000 of these in 1942 in order to do a market study. So they made them and they sold them only in Illinois and New York, and they were all gone in a week. So they realized that after World War II they would have a hit on their hands. So anyway, after the war, they came up with this design, which is the one which this became a hit, the biggest hit in American history in Christmas lighting. And then after that came out, it was such a big hit, and all the other companies that made Christmas lights wanted to try and make one similar, but to get out of the patent, this company right here is called Paramount. And these bubbles are going slower, and because they have oil in there, and that costs 3 times more to make that tube, but at least they were in the bubble light business, and that lasted only for a couple of years until they got the patent thrown out in 1948. So this one is made in 1947. It made them for a year with the tall tubes, and then this one back here is a new one with oil in it, and it's only about a year old, and we plan to make these someday. Anyway, let me show you a set of the original ones. They're down here. This is a set that was made in 1946, after the war. See that okay? Yeah. Anyway, this is the original set. They made a few of them in 1945, but almost all of them were made starting after 46. I'm guessing this set is an early 1946. It was probably made in April or something like that. But anyway, they made 10,000 of them, 10 million of these light bulbs in 1946, 20 million in 47, and then they made 40 million in 48, 49, and 50. So it was the biggest hit in American history in the way of Christmas lighting. And so we plan on redoing these, and of course we'll talk about them in this movie. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about the lighting in this Christmas movie that we're making, you can go to our new website, and that is www.xmasmovie.org. And anyway, you'll find out a lot more information about the lights and the songs and everything pertaining to Christmas and why we're making this, which is mainly to preserve the history of the holiday, which everybody seems to be trying to diminish lately. They're trying to take the word Christmas out of a lot of things. So we want to bring it back. Anyway, if you'll take a look at this, I think you will really enjoy it, and you can see what we're working on doing in the future. Anyway, thank you very much.